people, just basically Springbok Roofing, how was it before working with us? And now that we're working together, how's the results? How's everything? And then, yeah, like your plans for the future, basically. So, yeah, just a bit of background, like Springbok Roofing, how long has it been in business, and what were kind of your lead sources before?
Gotcha. So Travis Cooey with Springbok Roofing here. It's a fairly new company. We're just over a year old now. A couple of 12 and 20-year roofers got together and tired of working for the big companies, wanted to make their own name. Got a branch out in Phoenix and decided to kind of move into the DFW Metroplex. You know, we were struggling in the very beginning. We've got a lot of property management, and overhead is pretty low on that side. And, you know, as far as financials went, we did very well for the first year. First 9 months, we did very, very well. Then kind of started looking into the retail side, so on and so forth. Tried a couple of lead generators, very poor outcomes. The quality of leads, the callbacks, answering, just a no-go. Kind of had a bad taste in our mouth for lead generation. Then came upon Contractor Liberty. Really kind of sold us on what they were trying to do. Thought we'd give them a chance. And at this point, 20 days in, we just did our metrics on Monday, and we're already at a 2.5x over our investment with these guys, with 3 other roofs that came from doing those roofs. You know, at this point, I think we're at just a little over maybe a 22% close rate with 3 roofs going in this week. The revenue that's generated with this is tremendous. The leads are quality. It's one of those things where you're actually getting in front of homeowners. I've had 2 opportunities just recently that were people who were in storms, got so tired of the door knocking that they were just turning people away and not even giving people a chance, even though they knew they had an opportunity to use their insurance. And I've gotten 2 of those so far. And
Sweet.
It's people that were not willing to let that door knocker. They were too pushy. They were up on the door. Gave them the freedom to be able to choose who they wanted, and all of a sudden that door is wide open. So there's an opportunity that is really presenting that I didn't expect. You know, this has been a really positive experience. I can't say enough about Contractor Liberty.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's amazing to hear. I didn't know. So from just a few of the jobs that we got you guys were also able to knock on some of those doors and then get some additional free leads.
So the one that I'm doing on Tuesday, I went right across the street. The lady sells Easter baskets out of her garage, and walked over and talked to her. And I'm 2 weeks out from doing her roof now. Then from the one I installed yesterday, they loved what we did. She did a high profile ridge cap, did a striking shingle that kind of set herself apart from the other houses around her. And I had 3 people come up and talk to me and handed my cards out because they loved the work that we were doing.
Nice. Sweet, man. So yeah, overall we're 3 weeks in. Do you know how much revenue total? I think last time we spoke, it was just like 1 week after we started, there was 1 or 2 that was closed. I'm not sure how many it is now.
So now 3 have been installed. And so we're right there at about net profit. I think we were a little over 14. And then, but I've got 3 more. Like I said, one's going in tomorrow. So until I won't have my profit margins and things like that until I get material all returned and things like that. So I don't have any real specific numbers.
Okay.
But if I had to guesstimate, I think by the end of next week, we'll be close to 30 in net profit.
Sweet. Nice. So top line is about 100.
Oh yeah, we'll exceed that. There's, you know, I've got a lot of these people were looking for month out kind of projects, selling homes, things like that. And, you know, I've still got really good solid leads of about 8 more out of, I think at this point we've gotten 25 or 26, I think.
Yeah, there's 27 that have been booked, but I don't know how many, because there might be some that are like tomorrow or something. So yeah,
that's what I'm saying. There's a couple that are next week, but it's been really good. The there's been a smattering of, like I got one that was a repair He just didn't want anything, and I actually sold him on a complete install. He should be doing that in the next 2 weeks as well.
Nice.
So it's been people that have really turned around. Got our first commercial set up for next week. It's a church.
From one of our leads. Oh yeah, that church lead I did
Yeah.
see. Yeah.
So the commercial is definitely something we are interested in because we've got the owner that's the partner that's out there in Phoenix. He's primarily commercial.
Mhm.
And so we've got a lot of knowledge base there. Of course, I like to think that I learn pretty quickly, and there's nothing that I can't sell. So
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say. I think one of the reasons you guys are so successful with us right now is obviously, the leads, they've been coming in, they've been good, but you guys, you learn quickly the process of, okay, lead comes
Yeah.
in, there's a transfer call, we booked the appointment, there wasn't any awkwardness. You guys are good at sales, you're able to turn, most leads are good, but you did turn that repair
Yeah.
into a full replacement. So that's always, I can tell right away when we start working with a new client whether they're gonna win big or just be okay. And I could tell from the start that you guys
Yeah.
are going to be good.
We're excited, and you were definitely sold. The Sonny is, over the moon with you guys because, like I said, we had such low expectations. We knew we would. I can take any opportunity and make it to where it's not a loss. But this next 30 days, I'm extremely excited because it's going to be, there's a learning process of feeling out where the market was in this type of setting. I do so much insurance that you're kind of dictated by what the insurance does, and I really was a little bit naive on the actual selling aspect and having to compete against others. So I'm finding that sweet spot in the margins where I'm competitive. And I guarantee the next 30 days, my close rate will be even higher because that first week I was still learning where the market was.
Yeah, that's going to be good. So it's you guys' first time kind of doing more hardcore retail where like the main focus is that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I have no doubt, dude. Next month, you're going to make even more. And we're going to be scaling the ad spend. So hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. And Sonny's already talked about increasing ad spend in the next 30 days. So because we've already started putting our feelers out for getting another sales guy.
Mhm.
We're going to get a sales guy for out there in Phoenix. We had the money to weather a storm, but it ended up just being really profitable right out the gates. So we didn't really have to. But Sonny is a spend money to make money kind of guy. So there's never been a hiccup there.
That's the right mindset, especially when it comes to marketing. Yeah.
Sure.
I remember when we started working together, you told me eventually you guys were looking to put on more sales reps and really blow the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Where are you guys with that right now? How's your plan?
So we've started interviewing now for another guy to be on my team. We're looking to have 10 sales guys by the end of the year. And sky's the limit after that. There really is no projected ceiling at this point. Let's see how it goes. And if
take over all of Texas.
If we start to see quality of what we're doing start to decline, that's when we'll start pumping the brakes. But until we can't manage that portion of our business, then we're just going to keep going.
Yeah, as long as if you got a machine that you put $1 in, you get 3-4 out in profit. You do it as many times as you can.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.